They didn't just love each other, they built empires. From Seoul to Bangkok, discover 13 Asian power couples who transform their love into wealth and their passion into an unforgettable legacy. Get ready, these stories will surprise, inspire, and make you believe in love again. In a world where fame often demands silence, two men chose love over fear. Edison Fan Rob Seo, names that today represent courage, beauty, and success, are rewriting the story of same-sex love in Asia. Their journey is not just a story of romance, but of two souls who dared to live openly in cultures that once forced them to hide. Edison Fan, born in China, raised in the vibrant world of fitness and fashion, has always used his image as his voice. His body, his smile, his energy, all have become tools of empowerment. He has turned confidence into the language of freedom. And through social media, Edison doesn't just flaunt his abs and beauty, he also displays his pride, his resilience, and his belief that love, any love, deserves to shine. Then there's Rob Seo, a sophisticated, charming, and quiet Korean entrepreneur whose calm strength perfectly balances Edison's fire. Together, they've become more than a couple. They've become a movement. While much of East Asia is still struggling to fully embrace LGBTQ+ love stories, Edison and Rob are walking side by side, posting photos, traveling the world, showing millions what it means to love openly and fearlessly. Their relationship is cinematic. From Seoul to Shanghai, from candlelit dinners to red carpet nights, they radiate an irresistible charisma. It's not just the extravagance that attracts attention. It's the lives they've built. With an estimated net worth of $1.5 million to $4 million, they represent the quiet rich of Asian entertainment, successful, generous, and humble. But behind that wealth lies something even rarer: authenticity. They use their influence not to show off, but to show what's possible. Edison is open about body positivity, self-acceptance, and the belief that same-sex marriage can bring joy and sustainability. Rob, his rock-solid partner, works behind the scenes: project management, design, investments, a true balance of love and ambition. Together, they prove that strength and tenderness can coexist. That success doesn't have to be lonely. For countless young people across China, Korea, and the world, Edison and Rob are living proof that love can transcend judgment. Two men can build a beautiful, respected, and prosperous life, not in secret, but in the spotlight. Their story is more than a headline. It's a heartbeat, a rhythm that transcends all boundaries, a message whispered softly but powerfully. Be brave, be seen, be loved, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply be yourself. Free, open, beautiful. In modern China, where skyscrapers soar into the sky, a love story quietly shines. The story of Quintus and Kenny, two kindred spirits who have been together for over 12 years and officially tied the knot in May 2018 within the fairy tale walls of Peckforton Castle, England. Their journey, a portrait of elegance, ambition, and sincerity. Quintus, a visionary entrepreneur, is the driving force behind 3 thriving companies, each built on sheer determination and belief. But behind that confident exterior is a poetic heart. He is the author of Love is the Magical Nutrient and Blooming Between the Four Worlds, books that combine philosophy with passion, touching the hearts of readers across Asia and beyond. At his side is Kenny, both smart and bold, founder of a luxury cosmetics brand and an entertainment company that redefines modern art. A writer himself, Kenny has captured the essence of love with wit, intelligence, and sincerity, turning emotions into words that reach millions. Together, they have built a world where creativity and strength coexist, and tenderness becomes the fuel of success. Their estimated net worth, between $2 and $4 million, is just a fraction of what they actually possess. Because their true wealth lies in the way they look at each other. a bond deeper than fame or money. Fans often say, when Quintus smiles, Kenny's eyes light up like the sunrise. A love written in silence, but seen by the world. What makes them extraordinary isn't just success or beauty, it's the courage to be true to themselves. In a society still learning to accept same-sex love, they chose truth over fear, proving that love and ambition can thrive together. Their story is more than just a romance, it's a symbol of hope. Quintus and Kenny show that true love builds not just a life, but a legacy woven from honesty, courage, and devotion. Because in the end, the greatest treasure two people can share is the courage to love fearlessly and live without regret. When it comes to modern love stories that defy tradition, few shine brighter than Denny Han Xiao Hui. Amidst the glittering skyline of Beijing, two young men met behind the scenes of the fashion world, not as celebrities, but as editors who create beauty and elegance for millions of readers at Microsoft Network China. They wrote about love for others, never imagining that one day they would become the story the world couldn't stop talking about. Their journey began quietly in 2015. Photos of the two men in carefully tailored suits, their eyes filled with tenderness, went viral on Chinese social media. Comments poured in. Are they models? Actors? Who are they? In just a few weeks, Denny Han and Xiao Hui have been crowned China's most beautiful gay couple. But behind that beauty lies courage. The courage to live honestly in a society still learning to understand same-sex love. In May 2016, they crossed the Pacific Ocean to California, where, under the soft golden sunlight, they exchanged vows in a quiet, elegant ceremony. No press, no spotlight, just two hearts promising forever, finally free to love without fear. They are not billionaires, not movie stars, but they have built a life where fashion meets freedom. A luxury apartment in Beijing, a luxury car, and a comfortable lifestyle worth between $1 and $2 million US. More than material things, it's a life defined by taste, friendship, and peace. They travel the world dressed to match and share moments of love online. Their morning coffee, their gentle laughter, the way they look at each other. To their followers, they represent something rare: stability, elegance, and authenticity in a world obsessed with perfection. What makes them so compelling isn't wealth or fame, it's balance. They work together, they create together, they live as if life were a timeless photo shoot, proving that love doesn't need fame to shine. It just needs honesty and two hearts brave enough to protect it. In China, their story has opened a door of peace for others, proving that success and sincerity can coexist. Today, when people talk about Denny Han and Xiao Hui, they see them not just as a couple. They see a quiet revolution, a reminder that true love, lived openly, is the greatest luxury in the world. Have you ever witnessed a love story so real that it transcends fame? Let me know in the comments. Where are you watching? Because tonight we're exploring one of Asia's most powerful love stories, one that redefines courage, success, and beauty in every sense. This is the story of Mew Suppasit Tul Pakorn, Thailand's most influential openly gay couple, a couple whose relationship outshines even the brightest spotlight. Mew, a multi-talented actor, singer, and entrepreneur, has built his empire on charm and brains. Tul, an architect turned actor, brings grace, poise, and balance. Together, they created something money can't buy, a bond that has touched millions of hearts. Their relationship began quietly, in an industry where silence is often safer than the truth. But Mew and Tul chose honesty. They chose freedom. In a world still learning to love across gender lines, their decision to stand together was not just personal, it was revolutionary. Today, they are more than just celebrities. They are symbols of presence and pride across Asia, from Bangkok to Seoul, from Tokyo to Los Angeles. With an estimated combined income of $3 to $6 million, they have turned their success into a purpose, investing in film, music, and humanitarian projects that amplify the voices of the LGBTQ+ community. Luxury follows them everywhere. Private villas, high-end fashion collaborations, red carpet premieres. But what attracts fans most isn't the wealth. It's the way they look at each other, with ease, respect, and sincerity. Every smile on screen feels natural. Every gesture whispers, "This is real." Critics call them Asia's golden couple, but those who truly understand their story call them something deeper. Proof that love, when not afraid, can change cultures. So wherever you're watching the show from, America, Europe, the Middle East, or Asia, remember this. Stories like Mew and Tul's remind us that love is not a fad. It's a truth worth seeing, appreciating, and living to the fullest. We're here to share those truths, new stories, fresh perspectives, meaningful conversations that connect us all. Because in the end, love, true, brave, unapologetic love, is the most beautiful luxury of all. Before we begin, tell us, where in the world are you listening from? Because love like this is not just seen, it's felt, and it deserves to be celebrated everywhere in the world. This is the story of Porsch, Apiwat, and Sappanyoo, one of Asia's most beautiful and inspiring same-sex couples. A love that started from the sparks of youth and grew strong enough to overcome time, fame, and social prejudice. They met as two young dreamers in the Thai entertainment industry, two rising actors in the world of BL dramas. A quiet friendship began that quickly blossomed into an undisguised bond. While others chased the spotlight, they built a world of their own. A world where loyalty meant more than fame, and where love quietly blossomed behind the camera. For 17 years, they weathered it all. The ups and downs of fame, the gossip, the long, patient wait for acceptance. And then, on January 10th, 2025, when Thailand finally legalized same-sex marriage, they said yes to each other, in front of the world. Their wedding was more than a ceremony, it was history in motion. The moment the country opened its heart, Porsch and Arm stepped forward as symbols of love. Fearless. Today, they are more than just actors. They are entrepreneurs, creators, and courageous voices for millions. From acting to brand collaborations, from digital content to community events, their combined net worth is estimated to be between $2 and $5 million. But their true wealth isn't in the numbers, it's in their story, their connection, and the sincerity that touches the hearts of so many. Their love isn't loud, it's not flashy or fleeting, it's patient. It's built on daily devotion. A love that doesn't fade when the cameras stop rolling. Arm once said, "We grew up together, and now we're going to grow old together." And perhaps that's the best kind of love. Not the kind that fades quickly, but the kind that never stops shining. In a world still learning to accept love in all its forms, Porsch and Arm remind us that happiness isn't about fitting in. It's about standing together. No matter where you're watching from, Asia, Europe, America, this story belongs to all of us. Because every time love wins, humanity shines a little brighter. If you believe that love, in all its forms, is worth celebrating, please like, subscribe, and let's share these stories that move the world. In a world where fame often obscures the truth, a love story from Thailand dares to shine brighter than the spotlight. This is the story of Milintachinda and Akkharaphol, Chabchitrchaidol, a couple whose relationship redefined the meaning of love, success, and living fearlessly. Woody is more than just a TV host. He is the voice of Thai entertainment, a man who has interviewed global icons, walked glamorous red carpets, and inspired millions. But behind the camera, beyond the noise, lies a quiet truth waiting to be heard. When Woody stepped out, he didn't just reveal himself. He broke down barriers that had existed for generations in Asian entertainment. And from the start, by his side was Ote, calm, down-to-earth, and sincere. Ote was not a celebrity. He never craved the spotlight. But he became the steady rhythm in Woody's world. The man who built their home, managed their empire, and turned love into a legacy. Together, they built businesses, produced TV shows that changed culture, and raised the bar for what partnership really meant. When Thailand finally legalized same-sex marriage in January 2025, Woody and Ote became one of the first couples to register their marriage. Not for the cameras, not for the attention, but for something much more sacred: recognition. Recognition that love like theirs deserved the same respect as any other. Today, with an estimated net worth of $30 to $40 million, they live a life of quiet power. Elegant without being excessive, confident without being arrogant. Together they travel the world, invest in creativity, and use their influence to encourage others to be their true selves. What makes their story so compelling is not just their success, it's how they share their truth with grace. Woody and Ote remind us that wealth isn't just measured in money, it's measured in courage, conviction, and the freedom to love authentically. And as their journey continues, one truth remains clear. Their story isn't simply about wealth or fame. It's about choosing love, even when the world tells you not to. Stay tuned, because next we meet another extraordinary couple who prove that love and ambition have no boundaries. We're here to share heartwarming stories, spark conversations, and remind the world that true love in all its forms is always worth celebrating. In the glamorous world of Thai showbiz, where fame often fades more quickly than love, there is one couple who stands out, not just for their beauty but also for their courage. They are Nattapong and Newyear Kitiwhut. For more than 11 years, their names have been intertwined, whispered together as a love story that transcends time, pressure, and prejudice. They met when they were young, long before fame found them. What began as a quiet admiration quickly blossomed into something rare. A relationship built not on stage, but on trust, laughter, and shared dreams. As the world around them changed, they remained together. Two men unafraid to love each other openly, in a place where silence was once the safer option. When they announced their engagement in 2023, it felt like a victory. Not just for them, but for everyone who has ever dared to love differently. The online community celebrated. Fans called them Thailand's golden couple, not just because they looked perfect together, but because they symbolized true love when it was sincere and courageous. However, even the brightest flame can burn out. In early 2025, both and Newyear confirmed their separation, a quiet, respectful ending that broke millions of hearts. There were no accusations, no bitterness, just gratitude for the years they had spent together. And perhaps that's what makes their story so profound and human. Financially, they are one of the most powerful couples of their generation. Both born into privilege, a dentist, a successful entrepreneur, and now a creative artist, are estimated to be worth between $1 and $3 million. Newyear, a renowned actor, model, and influencer, has built his own thriving empire worth over $1 million. Together, they are the embodiment of elegance and ambition, proof that love and wealth can coexist with pride, grace, and truth. Even after their separation, their story remains a symbol of maturity. Two souls choosing respect over resentment and truth over appearances. In a world that often demands perfection, both and Newyear remind us that true love is not measured by how long it lasts, but by how deeply it transforms us. And as we turn the page to the next story, about another couple whose love shines in a different way, we can't help but wonder, what does love mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We're here to bring you stories that touch your heart, spark conversations, and celebrate the beauty of humanity. A love story that doesn't start with fame or fortune, but the story of two students halfway around the world trying to find their place. Aaron from Canada, Danny from Korea. Two young men, different languages, different worlds, but something touched their hearts the first time they met at a small cafe near campus. It wasn't fireworks. It was a quiet, steady warmth, a feeling that grew into something unshakable. They started as friends. Classrooms turned to laughter. Laughter turned to long walks under the city lights. And before long, the line between you and me disappeared. What followed was a connection that didn't demand attention. It simply needed it. Years later, that same honesty has become the heartbeat of their YouTube channel. A space where they share their lives, their travels, and the everyday beauty of being together. No filters, no performances. Just two people showing the world that love, real love, needs no explanation. Their videos exude humor, honesty, and warmth, the kind that makes you forget you're watching strangers, but rather hope itself. From humble beginnings, Aaron and Danny have built something extraordinary. Their channel has grown into one of Asia's most beloved platforms for same-sex couples, crossing borders, cultures, and hearts. Their authenticity has captivated millions, not because of drama or showiness, but because of their authenticity. Every smile, every look, every whisper, it's all genuine. And yes, success has come. Through YouTube, brand partnerships, and creative collaborations, the couple has built an estimated net worth of between $2 and $4 million. But their greatest asset isn't the numbers, it's the life they've built together. A home filled with laughter, memories, and mutual respect. A relationship built on love, not luxury. Aaron and Danny remind us that love doesn't need boundaries to thrive. It just takes two people, brave enough to believe in love and kind enough to nurture it every day. Because in a world that's often divided, they've become symbols of what truly unites us: connection, authenticity, and the courage to love freely. As we move forward, their story opens the door to so much more, to the next couple, whose journey proves that love in all its forms deserves to shine. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of 13 stories that redefine what it means to be beautiful, strong, and proud in love. In the heart of Seoul, where tradition meets neon, two men stand under a sky of flashbulbs and whispers. It's 2013, the year Kim-Jho Gwangsoo, a renowned gay film director, and David Kim Seung-hwan, the visionary CEO of Rainbow Factory, decided to do the unthinkable, to love openly and intensely. Their wedding wasn't just a celebration, it was a revolution. When they exchanged vows before hundreds of guests, they became the first openly gay couple in South Korea to hold a public wedding. In a country where same-sex marriage is still not recognized, their simple act of love echoed like a roar in the silence. Many called it brave. Others called it reckless. But for Kim-Jho and David, it was simply necessary. If we don't stand up, they said, who will? Together, they turned their wedding day into a message that love in all its forms deserves to be seen, celebrated, and protected. Then they did something no one had ever dared to do before. They sued the South Korean government, demanding legal recognition of their marriage. The lawsuit was dismissed, but their courage was not. It became a spark that lit up conversations in living rooms, universities, and film festivals across Asia. Through their company, Rainbow Factory, they don't just make films, they build bridges, telling queer stories that sparkle with authenticity, struggle, and hope. Kim-Jho's cinematic vision met David's bold entrepreneurial spirit, creating a partnership that thrived both on screen and off. Today, their combined net worth, estimated at between $2 and $4 million, is more than just wealth. It's a reflection of influence, of bold artistry and enduring love. They've proven that success isn't defined by acceptance, but by authenticity. When they walk the red carpet, they're more than just a power couple. They're a promise. A promise that love, when fueled by faith, can defy all rules, reshape minds, and rewrite history. Their story reminds us that courage is contagious, that every act of presence opens doors for others to walk through. And as we move on to the next story of extraordinary love and resilience, remember this: every couple you meet in this series has the same heartbeat. Different faces, different worlds, but the same unshakable truth: love always wins. Because we don't just tell stories, we tell what the world needs to feel. They say love becomes extraordinary when two souls turn everyday life into art. And that's exactly what Kim Dong-hyun and Baek Seung-hwan, the couple behind Mango Couple TV, have done. From the start, they didn't chase fame, they built it. Slowly, beautifully, with sincerity. Their YouTube channel isn't about luxury cars, expensive jewelry, or beachfront villas. It's about something much richer. A life filled with laughter, peaceful mornings, coffee on the balcony, and chemistry that can't be staged. Each episode feels like a glimpse into a modern fairy tale, where genuine emotions meet cinematic storytelling. One day, they cruise through the hidden beaches of Jeju Island, encountering a sun that seems almost unreal. Another day, they simply cook dinner together, and somehow that moment becomes a memory, a feeling of home for millions of viewers. Their fans don't just watch, they feel. They see a couple who not only love each other, but also inspire each other to grow together. Behind the lens, you can sense something powerful, a bond built on creativity, balance, and trust. Their estimated net worth isn't public, but their lifestyle tells a different story. A quiet success, comfortable, elegant, and profound. When they laugh, it's genuine. And when they travel, each trip feels like another chapter in their ongoing love story. From the bustling streets of Seoul to the golden sunsets of Bali, Kim Dong-hyun and Baek Seung-hwan have a unique way of being that sets them apart. They have turned their relationship into a living painting, where love, art, and ambition merge into something bigger than themselves. Mango Couple TV is more than just a TV channel. It reflects the image of modern love, sincere, equal, and unafraid of fun. And perhaps that's why millions tune in, not for the drama, not for the gossip, but to be reminded that love can still be beautiful, joyful, and deeply inspiring. Because in the end, Kim and Baek are more than just a beautiful couple. They are a beacon of hope, showing the world that success doesn't come from what you own, but from what you share. Next, in our journey to 13 Asian couples who turned love into a legacy, we move from Korea's golden couple to another story, just as powerful and truly unforgettable. Ultimately, it's not just about wealth, it's about connection, about how two people can unite to create something extraordinary. They meet in Tokyo, two artists whose souls seem to be in tune with the peaceful rhythm of the city. Shiba, a photographer with eyes that see beauty in fleeting moments. Koji, an illustrator with hands that can turn emotions into color. What starts as a collaboration gradually grows into something neither of them expected, a tender yet unshakable love. For 10 years, they build a life in the shadow of a society still learning to understand them. Each dawn is a silent promise. We are still here. They face whispers, judgment, and moments of doubt, but they also find laughter, courage, and a bond that feels like destiny. They don't chase fame, They build meaning. Together, they became symbols of modern Japanese art, freedom, and love. In 2018, after a decade of living their dreams together, they packed their bags and flew across the Pacific to Hawaii, where love, in all its forms, is legally recognized. There, on the warm sands under the morning sun, they exchanged vows. 2 men, 1 promise, under the ocean's witness. And just like that, Shiba and Koji became husbands, not just in heart, but in name. What makes their story so moving is not just that they broke barriers, but that they built something that transcended time. Now, they are raising a child together, their son, surrounded by art, compassion, and the traditional values they were raised with. They teach kindness, they teach respect, and they show the world that the strength of a family is not measured by convention, but by love. Their home in Japan is filled with light, paintings, and laughter. Koji's sketches hang next to Shiba's photos, each frame capturing not just faces, but the quiet poetry of 2 intertwined lives. And though fame has come to them through their creative work, they embrace it with humility, using it to speak up for others still searching for acceptance. Shiba and Koji are proof that love knows no gender and no borders. It is a universal language, one that begins with courage, blossoms with faith, and endures because 2 people choose to believe. In their world, love is not rebellion, but harmony, a melody created between modern freedom and the gentle rhythm of tradition. Because sometimes, the most beautiful stories are not noisy or dramatic. They simply live in the serene devotion of 2 souls who chose each other every day. In a world where fame often overwhelms the heart, there's a story, quiet, simple, yet strong enough to move millions. Vinh, a Vietnamese actor admired for his bold charm, and Rhonee Rojas, an international model with striking mixed heritage. Together, they prove that love has no borders, no language, and no fear. They met through work, 2 dreamers chasing the same light, unaware that fate was already tying their hearts. What began as a spark on set grew into something deeper, a love that felt like home. Not a place, but a heartbeat. In 2017, under a golden Hawaiian sunset, they exchanged vows. No red carpets, no crowd, just 2 souls whispering, "I do," promising forever. It wasn't about fame anymore. It was freedom, peace, and truth. Then they walked away, from flashing cameras and noisy headlines. Vinh chose love over applause. Together, they left the spotlight, building a quiet life in America, filled with travel, laughter, and genuine joy. Now they share glimpses of that peace. Sunsets in Malibu, early workouts, morning smiles. There's a calm around them, a serenity only found in living honestly. They remind us that real wealth isn't fame or fortune, it's freedom. The freedom to love, to live, to be. Their fortune now reaches a few $1 million, built from years of creativity, design, and dedication. Yet happiness remains their most priceless treasure. As they once said, true love needs no show. Their story isn't about luxury or spotlight. It's about courage. The courage to love openly and live authentically. Vinh and Rhonee Rojas, more than a beautiful couple, they're proof that when love is pure and fearless, it becomes the most timeless masterpiece of all. In a world where love often hides behind closed doors, there are stories that shine brighter than diamonds. And this is one of them. Yves Hui Phan and Quach Cong, 2 names that sound like a fateful encounter in luxury. One, a visionary designer with timeless taste. The other, a sophisticated businessman who finds beauty in every detail. Together, they have become one of Asia's most admired couples. Their love began quietly more than a decade ago, not with fireworks, but with respect and shared dreams. That spark has become a lasting flame. When they exchange vows in Germany in 2024, it will be more than just a wedding. It will be a celebration of patience and perfection. From Vietnam to Europe, Yves and Cong have built Cong interior design, an empire of elegance. Each piece reflects harmony, sophistication, and the belief that true beauty comes from within. Their home, their art, their life, they all speak the same language: excellence. Behind the marble and chandeliers is balance. In a world driven by outward appearances, they have proven that success means nothing without love. Their fortune, between $5 and $10 million, is just one part of a richer story, a life filled with passion and peace. Their love is creative. They design spaces where emotions live and silence tells stories. Our love, Cong says, is not just about living, it's about creating beauty together. It's a rare bond where passion becomes legacy. True elegance isn't about what you own, but how you make others feel. In a world chasing fame, Yves, Phan, and Quach Cong chose authenticity. Not just interior design, but a life of culture, luxury, and everlasting love. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. See you in the next one.